This story is based on my personal experiences with manifesting, and while it worked for me, results may vary for others. I'm not offering financial or professional advice, and any outcomes you achieve may differ. My intention is to share my journey to inspire and encourage you on your own path. But remember, manifestation is a personal process, and what works for one may not work for all. Hey, Manifester friends. I'm Alex, and I've got something incredible to share with you today. Something that completely transformed how I view manifesting money. This is my personal journey. This is my true story. You know, the reason I started this channel wasn't just to talk about manifesting abstract things like happiness or success, though we'll definitely cover that. I started this channel to share my real-life experiences, especially those everyday moments when manifesting happens, and you don't even realize it at first. It's not always about the big, flashy changes. Sometimes the magic is in the small daily victories that we all need. And this story I'm about to share is one of those moments. So here's the deal. It's the end of the month, and I'm in one of those situations we've all been in, waiting for my next paycheck. Things were tight, like really tight. I've got 2 kids depending on me, and child support from my ex-husband is, well, let's just say it's about as reliable as a weatherman in a hurricane. We've been separated for over 3 years, and unfortunately, he's not the most consistent when it comes to financial support. But oddly enough, this story isn't even about him or the lack of support. It's about something much bigger. It's about how I manifested more money when I needed it the most. And I want to share every detail with you. This morning, I woke up knowing I had to run some errands. I needed to pick up groceries and a few other essentials for the kids and me. Now, usually, this is where the stress would kick in. You know that feeling when you're looking at your bank account and the numbers just aren't matching up with what you need? Yeah, I've been there more times than I'd like to admit. Luckily, I had a food voucher that I always save for moments like this. It's my safety net, my just in case for when the end of the month hits, and I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. But here's where it gets interesting. Over the past few days, I've been really focusing on manifesting money, like really leaning into it. I've been practicing a technique where I work on feeling calm, confident, and most importantly, assured that money is coming my way. Not just thinking it, but actually feeling it. This was a huge shift for me because, if I'm being honest, I've spent a lot of my life feeling anxious and insecure when it comes to money. And if you're like me, you know that those emotions can be overwhelming, especially when you're not sure how you're going to make it to the next payday. But this time, I wasn't letting those emotions control me. Not anymore. As I got ready to head out for my errands, I remember sitting in the car for a moment, just pausing. I took a deep breath, closed my eyes, and said to myself, "Money comes to me with ease." It's actually a phrase I reworded from something I'd heard from Access Consciousness. But here's the thing. It wasn't just about saying the words. I've said things like that before, and nothing happened. This time, I felt the words. I let that confidence settle in, and for the first time in a long time, I actually believed it. I didn't know how or when, but I knew that the money was coming. I wasn't even worried. Now let me be clear. This wasn't some magic moment where money fell from the sky. I mean, wouldn't that be nice? It was more subtle. I went about my day as usual, heading to the store, picking up the groceries I needed. And while I was walking through the aisles, looking at all the fresh produce, the Halloween decorations, seriously, they roll out earlier every year, I kept practicing this feeling. I kept reminding myself to stay calm and trust that everything I needed was already on its way to me. No stress, no anxiety, just calm and trust. At one point, I caught myself drifting back into that old mindset, You know, the one that goes. But this time, instead of letting it spiral, I gently pushed the thought away. I reminded myself, it's hard to explain, but it felt like I was rewiring my brain, teaching it to believe in abundance instead of scarcity. And let me tell you, when you start to feel that shift, it's powerful. Fast forward to lunchtime. The kids and I had finished our errands, and we were sitting down to eat. I remember it was the day my ex-husband was supposed to pay child support, but to be honest, I wasn't holding my breath. He had been late before, and I had already resigned myself to the fact that it probably wasn't coming on time. But then, out of the blue, my daughter says, "Mom," Dad texted me. He said he deposited more than double the usual amount. Wait, what? I couldn't believe it. I mean, this is a guy who usually can't even manage the minimum, and suddenly he's sending double? It was like the universe was laughing, saying, "See, I told you." Of course, I immediately checked my bank account, and sure enough, there it was. More than double what he usually deposits, with no explanation, no reason. It was just there. Now, I'm not saying it's magic, but here's the thing. I wasn't surprised, at least not completely. It felt natural. Like, yeah, of course, the money showed up. I had been expecting it. And that's the thing about manifestation. It's not about hoping or wishing. It's about knowing. I didn't sit there desperate for the money, but I was confident that one way or another, I'd have what I needed. And guess what? I did. This is a real story, my story, and I'm sharing it with you because I want you to know that manifesting isn't some far-off, unrealistic concept. It's real, it works, and it's something you can do too. I didn't manifest $1 million, not yet anyway, but I manifested what I needed, right when I needed it. And in my book, that's just as powerful. Now I get it. You might be thinking, okay, that's great for you, but what if it doesn't work for me? And trust me, I've been there too. I've had plenty of doubts, plenty of moments where I thought, is this even real? But here's what I've learned. Manifesting isn't about being perfect. It's not about having it all figured out or never feeling doubt. It's about trusting the process, even when things aren't perfect. In fact, I'm planning to upload a step-by-step video soon, walking you through exactly what I did to manifest that extra money. It's subtle but powerful, and I can't wait to share it with you all. You see, you don't have to manifest a fortune or some grand life change right away. Sometimes, the most impactful manifestations are the small ones. The ones that get you through the day, that ease your mind, that give you the support you need right in that moment. And if you can manifest those little moments, the bigger ones start to follow. So, let me ask you, have you ever experienced something like this? Maybe you didn't realize it at the time, but looking back, can you see moments where you manifested something, even if it was small? I'd love to hear your stories. Please share them with our community in the comments below. Who knows, your story might inspire someone else to start their own manifesting journey. I'm so excited to hear your stories. Let's build this community together, sharing our experiences, learning from each other, and manifesting the lives we want. If you've got a story about manifesting money, or anything really, drop it in the comments. Let's inspire each other.